Several friends tell me Crazy Ex's story time. Years ago, I dated a man named Mark. Soon after, we started spending the night with each other. Mark still lived at home with his mom and stepdad. One day, he left for a little while, so I got bored and decided to watch a movie. We didn't have Netflix back then, we had VCR tapes and DVDs, so I started going through the box of tapes. I found one that was marked wedding, so I put it in the VCR. It started off as a beautiful wedding. The girl's coming down the aisle. She has a gorgeous big poofy white dress. You could tell it was from the 90s. When all of a sudden the screen switched over. It was no longer a family wedding. Someone had recorded over this wedding. There was two people going at it. I mean, BDSM, black leather mask on, the full leather bodysuit. They had the ball gag, the whips, chains, everything. It gets very intense. I mean, rough stuff. After 2 or 3 minutes of watching this, one of them pulled their mask off. The lady was kicking open this dude's back door, and I mean hard. When all of a sudden, she pulls her mask off, and it's Mark's mom. The dude pulls his mask off, and it's Mark's stepdad. I immediately cut the tape off. I was like, okay, that's a personal, private moment. I don't need to watch that, so I put it back in the box. A few minutes go by, and I grab something to drink, and then it hits me. What is this tape doing in Mark's bedroom? And why is it in his horror movie collection? So I started playing other VCR tapes. And they would also be labeled wedding, baby shower, Christmas, 95. But it was his mom and stepdad getting it in. He had a full-blown collection. I got my stuff and I left. When I asked Mark about this, he claimed that he was keeping the tapes safe. I was like, yeah, I bet you are. I said, do you realize this is not healthy? That's your mother and stepfather. That's not okay. That's an invasion of their privacy. If they don't know about it, that's not okay. That's icky. He was like, no, it's not like that. I said, bruh, it's like that. I knew what he was doing with them. So I said, Mark, quit lying about it. Just tell me the truth. He said, I'm a sick man. I got issues. Please don't tell my mom. Don't tell my stepdad. They'll kick me out. I did ask his mom about the tapes. She said, how do you know about them? I said, I found them in his bedroom, in the horror movie collection. She said, we had those tapes locked up in our safe. I said, well, he's got access to your safe. She was disgusted, but at the same time, she wanted to talk to him. He did admit to her that he had been using the tapes. Soon after, she told him he had to move out. He didn't record these tapes. His mother and stepfather recorded them in their own private bedroom. He took it upon himself to steal them out of their safe and use them. That's an invasion of privacy, along with just outright disgusting. We only dated for a couple of months, but I could tell he had mommy issues. But I didn't think it was that bad. His most recent ex-girlfriend told me she caught him on Hub watching mama videos. Crazy Ex's story time. Years ago, story time, Scary Farms. When Jason turned 21, his grandfather retired and he inherited the family farm. The day that his grandfather was heading to Florida, he told Jason the only rule was do not go out into the woods after dark. Jason said, why is that? His grandfather said, because there are things in these woods that God did not create. Jason said, well, who created them? Grandpa said, the devil. Grandpa said they ranged from bad to deadly. He said, son, can I trust you not to go out in the woods after dark? Jason said, yes, sir. The old farm run smoothly for about a week. And then one night after bed, Jason realized he had left the horse pasture gate unlocked. Now anybody with horses knows that that's a no-no. Jason darts out the house and runs out to the horse pasture. All but 2 horses are gone. He runs out into the woods to see if he can find them. And this is where he claims he sees black figures with red eyes. He says they stand over 8 feet tall, long and lingy, and very fast. Jason runs back to the farmhouse. His dad says, what the heck were you doing out there, son? Jason said, I left the gate open. Now all the horses have got out. We have to go find them. Jason's dad said, no, sir, absolutely not. It'll have to wait till morning. The next morning, they find 3 of the horses are back in the pasture, but 14 are still missing. They go out into the edge of the woods, and they start to see parts of the horses. The creatures had taken huge chunks out of the horses. Jason runs back to the farmhouse and tells his dad. He said, it's all my fault because I left the gate open. Jason's dad said, no, it ain't, son. It's the devil's fault for creating those things. Jason said, we have to get rid of them. His father said, we can't get rid of demons. All we can do is ward them off. So Jason makes up a bunch of herb baggies and hangs them all around the property. But the next morning, they're ripped to shreds, along with 30 chickens. Jason starts to think maybe this is a chupacabra or something. So he has a friend who lives on a reservation close by. He takes Jason to the elderly man of the tribe. The elderly man tells Jason he can't get rid of the evil creatures. Jason asks why. The indigenous man says because you would never find all of their remains. They are embedded within the dirt of the earth on your property. He gives Jason some dream catchers, some talons, things to ward off evil spirits, to take back to the farm. He tells the elderly man he's thinking about selling the farm. The man says absolutely not. You'll be placing that burden onto someone else. And that could be dangerous for them and their family. That farm has been in your family for over 100 years, and it should remain that way. So Jason goes home. He hangs 2 dream catchers and 5 bags of sage and lavender in the home. He puts all the other stuff around the property line. He buried several in the edge of the woods, exactly as the tribe leader had told him to do. Jason still lives on that farm today. He has never had kids because he's too scared of what's out there. When those things stop warding off evil spirits, he goes back and gets more. Storytime, Scary Farm.